So today we are doing another tier list. I think this is the 5th tier list video I've done so far. You guys have loved all of them, so why not do some more? Today we're going to be doing a Battle Royale Flawless Rewards tier list. So a lot of these guys are really good cards. It's really hard to give people certain rankings compared to others. This was easily the hardest one to make and probably controversial, but let's do it. In the C tier, we have Minnie Minoso, the Cuban Comet, and we have Greg Vaughn. To start off the C tier, we have Greg Vaughn. Now, if you look at Greg Vaughn, he's not a bad card. I mean, 98, 99 contact, 117, 114 power with 98 clutch is pretty good. Like, he doesn't really do anything that amazing, but he isn't really that bad at anything. He's just kind of, I don't want to call him average because he's a 99 overall and he'll play well for you. But he's gold defense. He has pretty okay speed for the outfield. But Greg Vaughn is kind of one of those guys where, like, I've never seen anyone use this card. And especially because he's going to be gone soon with set 1 going away for season 3. He's going to be C tier. And I'm not going to, I didn't value their sets into the tier list because it's kind of unfair. But, I mean, he's just not really that special compared to the rest. The second guy in the C tier is going to be the Cuban Comet, Minnie Minoso, who's easily the worst BR Flawless reward. Now, look, it's no knack on Minnie Minoso, but who uses Minnie Minoso cards? Like, especially, like, who's picking Minnie Minoso over Rob Dibble and Alfonso Soriano? He's kind of the opposite of Greg Vaughn, where he has everything else really good, and then his power is just terrible. Like, 125, 114 contact with 125 clutch and vision and pretty good discipline, like, those are all good. But his power is not good. 86, 79 power on a flawless card is not nearly good enough. His defense is gold, but he doesn't have a good arm, and he has okay reaction. His speed is good as well. But it's like, again, nobody really uses this card. For the B tier, we have Bob Feller, Eddie Matthews, and VIDA Blue. To start off the B tier, we have Bob Feller. Now, there aren't any pitchers that I put into C tier. So Bob Feller and VIDA Blue, who you obviously already saw, who I'm going to go over, are the B tier pitchers. Now look, Bob Feller, he's pretty good. I mean, 125 stamina is insane. 106, 108 hits per 9, hit and Ks per 9 are great. 125 pitch and clutch helps a ton. 99 velo and break. And he does have outlier on the 4-seam, but he doesn't have good control. He has pretty good break, and his pitch mix is pretty good. 4-seam, 12-6 slider, changeup, sinker. But he just isn't really that good in MLB The Show. I don't really know how to explain. He just never really does well. I don't know why. He has pretty much everything except the control. So because of that, I'll throw him in B tier. The second of 3 cards in the B tier is Eddie Matthews. Now, Eddie Matthews, again, another pretty good card on paper. 109, 120 versus righties, 94, 111 versus lefties. A 113 clutch is a boost versus righties and a significant boost versus lefties. Has gold defense, can play third and left field. But it's another one of these cards where it's like nobody really uses him. Now, he'll be a good card, and he's certainly better than Minnie Minoso and Greg Vaughn, but I don't think he's better than the guys above him. The guys above him I actually see in ranked seasons and are just overall better cards. The last card in the B tier, as I just mentioned, is VIDA Blue. Another one of these pitchers who on paper is pretty good, but just doesn't really ever translate into MLB The Show. Which is such a shame because he was such a good pitcher, VIDA Blue, and he recently passed away. So rest in peace, VIDA Blue. But 4-seam, curveball, changeup, slider, 2-seam. Not an amazing pitch mix. 111, 103 per 9s, 121 stamina. A lot of these older pitchers are going to have higher stamina because there were no relievers back then. The pitching clutch being 99 hurts him a little. Still good enough, but hurts him. The control is good and the break is good. But I don't know, the pitch mix kind of holds him back. For the A tier, we have Alfonso Soriano, Jorge Posada, and Evan Longoria. The first card in the A tier is Alfonso Soriano, who is one of the new flawless rewards. And look, this card is very good. If you get him in the BR program, he's going to do very well for you. But he's not an S tier card because he doesn't do anything at an elite level. Except for clutch. He doesn't do anything like elite. And that's what you need out of S tier. Look, this card is amazing. 111, 104 contact, 109, 101 power, 118 clutch, 103 vision. He'll be a very good card for you. But gold defense, I don't want to critique this. I don't want to sound like a Karen. It's just the fact that he doesn't do anything in like the 120s. And he isn't like elite at anything like the guys above him are. is why I have him in A tier. I don't want to make it sound like he's a bad card. He's a really good card, but he's not better than the guys above him. The second of 3 cards in the A tier is Jorge Posada, switch hitting catcher, 101, 125 contact with 95 clutch, 117, 92 power. He has gold defense across the board. Switch hitter, can play first as well as catching. But the reason why he is not in S tier is because the power versus lefties is 92 and the clutch is 95. Both of those are not good enough for S tier. This is most certainly a really good catching card, but I would say A tier. Now, Evan Longoria is another one which is basically the exact same scenario as Alfonso Soriano, where I don't want to critique the card because he doesn't do anything poorly. It's just he doesn't really do anything elite. I mean, his fielding is very good, 96, 97 on fielding and reaction. But, I mean, hitting-wise, he's a very good card. 106, 111 contact, 108, 102 power, 122 clutch. Certainly helps him out contact-wise, but I just cannot put him ahead of guys in the S tier. And so, for that reason alone, he will be in the A tier, even though he's a very good card. The A tier cards are very good cards, but not, insanely good cards. And finally, for the cream of the crop, S tier, we have 4 cards. We have Justin Verlander, Frank Thomas, Ken Griffey Jr., and Nasty Boy Rob Dibble. Justin Verlander is the first card in the S tier, and look, there's no other spot to put this card. He is very, very good. He's on my God squad. That means he's S tier. He is a starting pitcher, 4-seam, 12-6, slider, circle change, cutter. And obviously take these stats with a grain of salt because I have him at parallel 4. So, I mean, I just naturally read off these stats. But 123 stamina, that's insane. 112 hits per 9, 101 Ks per 9, 104 walks per 9, 106 pitching clutch. So pretty much all the important stats are in the hundreds or maxed out at velo and break. He has outlier on the 4-seam. His control is very good for how fast he throws, and his break is very good. Now, the cutter is still a good pitch. I've used this card a lot. I can safely say the 81 control and 77 break is a little deceiving because the cutter is good. You just have to throw it a little inside. This card is very good. He's S tier. There's no debate. Frank Thomas, the big hurt. Now, I haven't actually used this card because, I mean, they're insanely expensive, and I picked Verlander. But he's insane. It's Frank Thomas. He's always a beast of a hitter. 106, 101 versus righties. 120, 125 versus lefties. 111 clutch. The defense is not good. It's Frank Thomas, but just throw him in DH or first base because first basemen don't really need good defense. And he'll still be bronze at parallel 1. Or not even parallel 1. He'll still be bronze as a base card. But regardless, it's Frank Thomas. His swing is amazing. He destroys lefties. He's very good against righties, and the clutch helps him versus righties. This is an S tier card. So I was originally going to put Ken Griffey Jr. in the A tier, and I thought to myself, he's not an A tier card. Now, obviously, this isn't the highest 99 Griffey we're going to get. We're going to get a higher overall 99 Griffey. But, I mean, look, there's not one thing this card does that isn't elite. Now, I know he has similar hitting stats to Alfonso Soriano. I think he has better clutch. He has a lot better vision. And he has a lot better defense. That's going to put Ken Griffey Jr. over Alfonso Soriano, in my opinion, and I think he is going to be in the S tier. I mean, 106, 101 contact, 111, 105 power. That's very good. Still room for improvement, but still very good. Has elite defense everywhere, 95 fielding, 92 reaction, and has really good speed as well. This card is S tier. The last card for this tier list, and the last one in S tier, is Nasty Boy Rob Dibble. He was my pick out of the most recent VR program. He is a relief pitcher, throws 4-seam slider cutter, 121, 125 per 9s, 119 clutch, 99 velo, 99 break. It's Rob Dibble. He's always going to have outlier on the 4-seam. He throws super hard. Now, I will say one thing about Rob Dibble. He is horrible, and I mean horrible, on lower difficulties. It's kind of like Nolan Ryan, where if you use him on Hall of Fame or Legend difficulty, he's going to be very good, but if you use him outside of that, he's going to be trash. But he's an S tier card. I mean, he has the hits, he has the per 9s, he has the clutch, he has the velocity, the control and break are both there. The pitch mix could be a little better, but it isn't horrible. You can work that cutter away, and especially because of the speed differentials, where you have a 103, 102 4-seam, and then you drop 10 miles an hour on the cutter, that helps him a ton, and then you drop another 10 miles an hour, basically, on the slider. This card is an S tier card. He's very good. Nasty Boy is also a sick name, but Rob Dibble I have as the last card in S tier. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video. If you guys are new here, follow me on all my social medias, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, but most importantly, make sure you're subscribed right here on YouTube. So yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.